Hello there everybody, I'm Kim Gow from Colour Passion. Thanks for joining me once again this week. In this tutorial I thought we would focus on a copper theme. The reason for that is one of our lovely ladies who is overseas in the US. Her name is Trish from Lost Siren. Hi there Trish, and this is for you because you've asked for something with a bit of a copper theme. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use the Ebony Luster. I'm going to pour that all over first. The Ebony Luster is lovely, that's our black shimmer. So it's got a nice shimmer to it. I'm going to use the copper, that's the copper foil flakes. I'm going to put that into the resin, pour that over. Hopefully that will look pretty nice. Then we've got our burnt toffee sparkle, that's in the powder. That has always turned out so pretty, and I'm going to, that's really a deep copper, but anyway, I thought I'd put that on and put that over. And then I'm going to use the russet colour shift, that's one of the new ones, and that has got autumn tones to it, or fall, obviously if you're in the US, and it's got some really, really pretty sort of coppery tones. So I thought we'd pop that one in. Some copper of the metal powder, which floats, it's really, really lovely. Just a little bit of that. And then the desert rose, what I've done is I've mixed that with pearl shimmer and I've put it into a tub so it's all mixed up. I've had it for some time, I did it a while ago now, but I thought that probably could work quite nice as well over the black. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we'll go and have some fun in a moment, but before I do, if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that like button, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the notifications bell, because if you do, every time I do a tutorial, you'll get a notification that it's live and it's ready to watch. So thank you for your support, everybody. It means the world to me, and I'll keep turning these out. Churning them, I think I should have said, churning these out about once a week. So, oh, and Pussy's decided to tune in as well. Okay, so, okay guys, let's go and have some fun and see what we can do here. Okay, here we are. I've got everything organised. So we're going to have Ebony Luster, I think maybe across a lot of it. We'll have Bent Toffee Sparkle, Copper, Foil Flakes, and then this little mixture, which actually is the Desert Rose Gel Tint, and I've added some, what did I add? It's been made up a while now, but I think it was the Pearl Shimmer, and I've added, you know, quite a lot of that to it, and because I just love that colour. So, okay, here we go. We'll mixed up my resin. We're using the Barnes epoxy glass today. Then we're going to use the other colours to sort of come over the top, and the reason for that is I don't want it all, as I say, samey with too much of the copper, and you've got to have a bit of depth. And so to me the way to get that was to have the Ebony Luster in a black, because I think black and copper would actually go quite lovely together anyway. So I'm just thinking, I've got a bit left here. I might just pour that into this cup. We're going to use the Ebony Luster, and I'll put a little bit there, and I'll just leave that because you just never know. Sometimes you just think, I can do this or I can do that. Okay, so here we are, the Ebony Luster. I'm just going to give that a stir, as we do. Okay, and I've got pretty much a full cup there, so I'm going to have basically about a teaspoon of that to go into there. I've taped up my board. Hopefully it's going to stick okay this time. The trouble the last couple of times, I don't know why, but I did wipe it today with some alcohol just in case, but it might be that perhaps it's a bit rough, so therefore the tape isn't adhering as well as what it would do to a smooth surface. So I'll have to have a word to my chap that makes my boards up and see what he says. Okay. This is lovely, this Ebony Luster. It's a black, but it's got the shimmer to it. It is so lovely and extremely popular. There we go. Yep, do like that colour. Now, Burnt Toffee Sparkle. Look, that's a gorgeous sparkle one which just went everywhere. And again, it's just got that really lovely copper hue to it. So I'm just going to stir, stir, stir. Again, it's a gorgeous coppery toned sparkle. Probably a bit deeper actually than a true copper, but it's fine. And then we'll use our copper metal powder, which is quite a bit softer, you know, in comparison colour wise, but I think it's obviously still copper. And the whole point was to do a copper pour. Just going to mix that up, making sure that I really mix the powder in with the resin. Now I've got the foil flakes, which I'm going to mix into that, but I've just had a thought. I do love that russet, and it has got like that coppery tone. So you know what? I think what I'm going to do is what happens when we're on the go. I'm going to pour some of it into here, and the other bit of resin, I think that was left over, and mix it in to that. So I knew there was a reason. So I don't want a lot, but I just sort of thought, why not? Oh God, now I've dribbled it over to there. Goodness me. Messy, messy today. Just one of those days, actually. I think I got out of bed the wrong side. Actually, I had a wonderful reunion with, I call them my Priory sisters yesterday. They are gorgeous girls. We all grew up together back in the 70s. We boarded at a hostel called the Priory. And we had a reunion, and it's so lovely to see them all again. And this was in the country, in a place called Albany in Western Australia on the southern coast. And it's just really nice to see what people have done with their lives in the last, goodness gracious, a bit scary how many years it is now. I know it was a 50-year reunion a few years ago, so yeah, it's there, isn't it? It's certainly a few years, but always wonderful to catch up and have a good laugh and see what everybody's been up to. All right, so here we go. This is the one which is the Desert Rose mixed up with the Pearl Shimmer. So it's got the shimmery effect. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So you're going to get various different gradients of copper today. Okay, now this is going to be nice and messy, but hopefully it'll be all right. Just going to mix them in my fingers a bit, these foil flakes. Quite happy to have, you know, a reasonable amount, because they're not going to, I can load it up because they're not going to have any sort of, well, chemical reaction, if you like, with the resin, because they're just foil flakes. Yeah, that's good. Wonderful. Got it everywhere because they do float. Okay, now I'm now going to mix up. In fact, I'm just going to put a little bit much here, so I'll just put a little bit there. And this is the russet colour shift. Which again is really, really pretty and wonderful for autumn, or in the US, I think you guys call it fall. And we'll see what that's like. So we've got all sorts of different hues, if you like, of copper. So it'll be interesting to see how it all turns out. So you guys will be finding out as I find out. Still want a little bit more on that. It could have been okay, but I just want to make sure we've got plenty. So we will find out together whether we have success or we totally mess it up. But you know my catch cry, everybody. If you don't give it a go, you'll never know. So here we are, having a play. All right, let's just pop these to one side. It's quite chunky. And we've got that. And this is really like a lava. It's powder and it's just gorgeous. Okay, pop those out the row. Right there before I put resin everywhere. Okay, this. And we'll start with the black. Just want to get rid of those bits off. Okay, so here we go. Just doing that because I added just a little bit more of the resin. Okay. I mean, I could have, I suppose, just sort of poured it over the board, you know, and then come in with the other colours sort of separately. But I sort of thought, well, I'll just do it like this, pour it all over, and then add the others on the top. So hopefully that's going to work. All right, I'm just going to hit it with the torch, so excuse the noise. So that's going to just break down all those bubbles that came to the surface in the mixing process. And now I'm just going to pull it around the board so we've got coverage over the board. Down there, and then we'll come back this other way. You know, the shimmer on this is just so lovely. Oop. Not looking what I'm doing, am I? It's pouring over the edge there a little. Of course, you could speed this up by smearing it with a spatula around. But I just thought we'd do it this way. Okay, we're just about there. Okay, and I did level my board before I began. It's really important because otherwise you're going to get it sort of more pulling off to one side or the other, which we don't want. Just tap that up there. Now I saw something and I thought, well, it looked like a little lump, but it's not there now, so I'm not sure what that was about. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Just want to pull this back down a little bit because it was a bit thin still on the other side. Hopefully that will just come down. And I might just hit it with the torch again. Okay, I'm just going to, I've spotted a little spot just here and I don't know what that is. We don't want lumps. Mind you, there's going to be a few more before we're finished. I don't know what that is. Interesting here, you can see there, that was a little bit of the copper powder. It was obviously on the bottom, and then it floats because it's a floating piece. All right, so we've got our ebony luster on. So let's have some fun and see how this is going to go. Now, I'll just put this across maybe just that side, and I'll come back here so that it sort of comes right off. Maybe a little bit more here so that it's kind of the same, a little bit even. Leave that. Okay, so we've got our gorgeous, burnt toffee sparkle. Maybe we'll just come from the other way over. That is such a gorgeous shade, it truly is. But I mean, they're different, aren't they? But that's quite okay. Right there. Maybe we'll just come from here. Okay, we'll now move to that next one. I think we'll go with the foil flakes. Okay, let's have a look. Just, don't know if I want to, you know me, I just kind of get it happening and then work out what I'm going to do with it once it's sort of on the board. I never pre-plan this. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. All right, we'll just let that sit. Okay, so here we've got our lovely russet colour shift. I might just put that maybe alongside that. It's quite pretty. There, maybe a little bit here. Again, it's just sort of adding a little bit of balance to it. Okay. Now we've got our copper powder. So with this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, what I call squizzle it. Just sort of like that. Just crazy, crazy. All right, just let that sit now that it's gotten everywhere. It's amazing. So I haven't applied a lot of that colour on. It's quite amazing. I'm not talking the copper, I'm talking all the bits, and I've still got heaps left. So let me think. What do we want to do? Well, I'm going to hit it with a torch and then we'll see. Okay. Do we want to do something? You can see that a little bit of the desert rose with that, it's just a little bit of depth of the colour's gone in that a bit, but that's probably all right. I'm wondering whether I might add something to that. Maybe not. We'll just leave it because it gives it a bit different depths of colour, doesn't it? All right, let's let it sit for 20 minutes and then I'll come back, take the tape off, and then we'll work a plan from there. Okay, we're back and it's probably been about 25 minutes. So I'm just going to pull the tape off now. Pulling away and then pop that into the bin. Now, just with my 2 fingers, I'm just gliding around so that the bottom half of that edge is wet with resin, because I know that the top is going to drizzle over it anyway. I just need to make sure it's got resin on the bottom, third if you like, and then it's all going to meet up and flow over, and then that way you're going to have always have a beautiful edge, which I like. Right, that's good. Looking good, looking good. All right. So, let's clean up my hands because I've got all this little stuff in doing that. Just maybe a bit in here. I really like how the foil has turned out. That's really cool. The other colours there. I look at this and I think there's still something lacking a little bit. Just not quite sure what. Because I swizzled over, but I'm thinking, I like to swizzle a bit more, but not quite sure with what. Maybe I can just do just a little bit. Oh, it's getting a bit thick now, isn't it? Anyway, gosh. Okay, just maybe with some of that colour. And because it's been, it's not going to gush off, so yeah. I think I'm a little bit happy just adding that little bit. And then this is the other one, so which is runnier. But I'm not going to, this time I'm not going to torch it. I'm just going to leave it because it'll probably just more likely to sit on the top. And I kind of left that. I didn't put it over the top of that. So I'm happy that I did that. Okay. So what else can we play with? Because this is the point of almost no return. I think that's a bit boring there. So I'm just seeing what we can sort of do there a little bit. Maybe a little bit more and put it over here. That's the russet, which I do love. It's very pretty. That's the colour shift. You know what? I think we're going to leave it at that, because otherwise, you know what's going to happen, don't you? I'm just going to fiddle around and then I'll regret that I did. So let's leave it at that, and hopefully tomorrow I'll show you the reveal. I just thought, let's do some coasters with the leftovers, because I hate wasting, as I'm sure you all feel the same way. There's quite a bit here. I haven't got hardly any of the black though, unfortunately. So maybe I'll just put just a little bit of what I have got here. Actually, just a little bit left in this cup. Sorry, I'm just scraping out the dregs, if you like, of what was left in the clear resin. Okay. And down the side. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just going to wipe this down. I've just got some alcohol, some isopropyl alcohol. I'm just going to wet down my silicone spatula so I can keep that all nice and clean and use it again and again. So easy to forget it sometimes. And there's bits of resin there where I have just left it and forgotten. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to, hopefully, it's not much there, but let's just see if we can do something with it. So I might just smush it. Do you like that? All these new words coming out. Schmizzle and mush it. Okay. Okay, let's just pop that there like so. Then what we're going to do, I'll put some over this side. That's just the straight copper powder, the metal powder. Then I think we'll add some of this, which is that gorgeous burnt toffee sparkle. It's amazing. After that 25 minutes, it's quite thick now, but that's okay. We should be able to still manage this, because we want to, when I say smush it, we just want to push it together. And we'll see what turns out. It's either going to turn out or it's not, but it doesn't matter. It's only on some coasters. Now, we put, oh dear, dear. Sort of just pushing that to one side a bit there. And that there. And I know I did leave some here, so we'll scoop that up. And we've got the russet. So we've got a whole lot of sparkle and bits and pieces going on here. Hopefully it's going to turn into a masterpiece. Actually, I do like this with the, I can see, excuse me, I can see already with the black there. I think that looks quite lovely. Almost don't want to smush it, but anyway. All right, let's see what happens, shall we? Actually, what I need to do probably is just sort of push it out a bit here. Always fun experimenting, isn't it? Because you never know what's going to happen. As I said, at the end of the day, you know, if I didn't do anything, it would just go into the bin. So why not do something? Okay, let's just put this on here like this, and we'll just smush it so that it's like a sandwich and it's all coming out. Now I'm just going to sort of turn it a little bit. Then we'll just, goodness, it's hard to get up. It's the suction. Ooh. Well, there we go. I might have to get the heat gun onto that, I think, just to soften it a bit. I think part of the challenge with this is it's really getting very thick. I should have thought about it before, but I didn't. All right, let's just put that on like so. Right. Okay, well. Okay, nice mess here. It could be quite pretty. I mean, the colours are there. And, oh gosh, you know what? This is so messy. I'm so scared. One of these wonderful sugar soap wipes that I always rave about because they are perfect for getting any resin off your gloves and cleaning up. And if you get it on your skin, well, this is your best friend. My lovely friend Deborah over in the UK, next order I shall send you one of these because I know that it was a ridiculous price over there, just so you can try it and see what you think. Never a problem to help out. All right, so let's just hit it with the gun. Well, that certainly softened it. I've got a bit of lacing here and I went over and fried it a bit, but that's okay. Alrighty. Well, we'll see what they turn out like in the reveal tomorrow. Alright, I'll catch you then. Hello everybody, here we are. We're just going to do a bit of a reveal before the sun goes down. Okay, we've got that gorgeous russet here. That's our colour shift. Really pretty. And with here, I just put a few little swirls through that to make it a little bit more interesting. That was the desert rose mixed with the pearl shimmer. And even though this here looks really quite gold in this particular light, it's really a copper and it's gorgeous. The other one here, obviously, that is our burnt toffee sparkle in the powders. And I really love what has happened with the russet mixed with the clear resin and how it's kind of pushed that to one side. It's really effective. Very happy with that. Love the look of it. So there we go. I hope you like it. And I did this because Trish asked me for something. This is Trish in the US. So hi Trish. She wanted something with copper tones, and so here we are. This is for you, Trish. If anybody else would like me to do something with a particular color tone, let me know. If you would like me to do a particular technique, please let me know. I've got some, exciting things I'm about to release in the next couple of weeks, so that's coming along. And I hope that you've got something out of this video. So, okay, until next week, have a wonderful week, stay safe, be happy, and remember, if you don't give it a go, you'll never know. Bye for now. Okay everybody, I forgot to show you the coasters. So here we are. I had actually quite a disaster with them. I was trying to move them away and then they all fell off and stuck to the plastic, and oh my goodness, I had a mess. Anyway, despite that, they sort of turned out okay. So I've got this one here with a bit of black on it, but pretty sparkles. And here, don't mind this one, we've actually got, the gorgeous copper foil there. That is so pretty. Burnt toffee, copper, and that one there. So there you go. It's just a quick little review because it slipped my mind because I've so many things happening in the minute, and it slipped my mind. But there you go. That's just how to use up a last little bit of resin if you want to do something. Okay, bye for now.